Hey everybody, this is Dr. Chris Dost. Welcome back to my channel, Biblical Languages and Literature. In my previous video on Genesis 1:1 and Rashi, I had some questions that were posed in the comments section, and some were asking about the Bible software that I use. So I don't usually do this sort of thing, but I figured I'd take a few minutes just for those who are curious to show you what software I actually use when I'm doing these videos. With the hope that it may help you out in your own study of the Bible and the ancient Near Eastern texts. So, what I'm using most frequently is Accordance Bible software, and no, they are not paying me for this video. Full disclosure, I did at one time work as a subcontractor for Accordance Bible software. One of the modules that I regularly use when I talk about the Aramaic Bible, and you can see I'm putting this in the library feature, but the Targum English and Targum Neofiti Esther Sheni modules, if you click the information section, you will see that I am one of the translators. My name is in there somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I worked on Job, Shir Shirim, Kohelet, Esther, Ezekiel, and Chronicles, and I guess that's it. I did Esther Sheni as well, and I did a lot of proofreading. So anyways, I was a subcontractor, but Accordance is not paying me for this. All right, so this is a typical setup that I use. So, in the videos, because I've just found that, the people who do watch my videos are interested in, principally in understanding the relationship of the Masoretic Text, which you see on the left here, with the Septuagint, the ancient Greek text, and then the Aramaic Targumim. So usually we start by looking at Targum Onkelos, and so if you have the Targums package in Accordance, now unfortunately Accordance just does not alphabetize this when we look to change text. So what you're going to look for is, and thank you for bearing with me here, is Targums tagged, which is, I know it's in here somewhere because I use it all the time. There we go. All right, so this is, there you can see the, whoops, sorry, I got to increase the size of that. And so there we get the Targums, okay, or Targum Onkelos there for the Pentateuch. I've got the BHS text here on the left, and BHQ is available. That's an add-on in Accordance, and I do have it, but of course BHQ has not been completely published yet, and even many of the fascicles or volumes that have been published are not yet available in in an electronic edition yet. So anyways, I typically just use BHS, but anyways, and there's the Septuagint there. Now, one of the things I do for convenience a lot of times is I'll put like the NRSV down under the Hebrew text, because the NRSV is, like most English Bible translations, it's principally based on the Masoretic text. Now, you will certainly find readings and notes that refer to either the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Septuagint or, other ancient versions, which could include the Targumim. So I just put that there more for reference sake, so that those who either don't know Hebrew or are just not comfortable with whatever text I'm looking at can at least have some frame of reference. And then underneath the Septuagint, I put the New English translation of the Septuagint. And so that's the the volume that I use when we're looking at the Septuagint. And then when we're working with Targums tagged, the module that you want to use here is Targums English, I think. Again, it's one of those things, I use it all the time, and then I forget this stuff. So sorry, there's so much in here. And thank you for bearing with me. There it is, Targums English. Okay. And so here you can see the translation that we produced. Eldon Clem was the principal translator for the Targum, or for the Pentateuch, the Targums of the Pentateuch. I did a lot of editing for it, but it's his translation there. And so you can, see there, like in the last video, we read B'kadmin bara Adonai yat shmaya v'atara in former times. That's the translation Eldon went with for B'kadmin. All right. And, bara Adonai, the Lord created. Yat shmaya v'atara, the heavens and the earth, and so on. So this is the basic setup that I use in Accordance Bible software. And I don't want to spend too much time on this. If you have any specific questions about this that I can help with, I'm happy to answer. But that is how I do things. So those are the basics of the software that I use. Now, there's another tool that I occasionally use in the videos, which I used much more frequently when I was working on my dissertation on the subloco notes in the former prophets of Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, that long, clumsy title from my book there. So I want to go, this is an online, it's a free resource. Now, before we talk about it though, I want to just take a minute to pause and direct your attention to www.sabra.edu. www.sabraedu.com, www.sabraedu.com, where I'm doing a lot of teaching. You can see here that I've got classes for young people. Let me just go back there for 1 second. Arabic for young learners, Spanish for young learners, Hebrew for young learners. And so, yes, I do work with a chicken puppet sometimes for the little kids. I break the guitar out to make learning fun. But I also do classes for adults. And so you can see here, like I've got Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, Greek, Latin, and more. And if you're interested in signing up for lessons with me or for group classes, I even do a readings in the Modern Hebrew New Testament class if you're so inclined, if you want to improve your Modern Hebrew. And you can just click there to sign up today. But we have other stuff too. We have art classes. So one of the ones we're featuring right now, if you have some young people in your life, let's learn to draw with Miss Michelle. We've also got Peggy Perdomo from Tegucigalpa, Honduras, who's teaching Spanish lessons for us. So we have a lot of fantastic teachers on Sabra. And so I would encourage you to check out the site and maybe consider signing up for some lessons. We're also going to very soon actually be featuring some Jewish studies courses. And so we're going to have some professors who are actually well-known professors and researchers in the field teaching on Song of Songs and some other really interesting Jewish biblical studies perspectives and history classes. We'll have some Christian scholars and but lots of other great things from math, science, reading, homework help for young kids, world history, and so on and so forth. So you can check this out at sabraedu.com, sabraedu.com. And if you're so inclined, you can go ahead and check out my personal page where all of my classes are listed. So if you click the sign up today, it'll actually bring you to my page, and some of the many courses that I teach are listed right there. So there's the the Modern Hebrew class we're doing, Hebrew and Aramaic lessons, Biblical Greek lessons, and so on and so forth. So thanks for indulging me here. I really hope you check out our page, even if it's not to sign up with me. There are lots of fantastic teachers teaching for us. All right, so let's get back to the second resource that I was talking about, and this is Miqraot Gedolot HaKetter. Miqraot Gedolot HaKetter. And Miqraot Gedolot, which means big scriptures, is the Rabbinic Bible, essentially. And so the newer edition, the scientific edition that has been produced by Bar Ilan University Press, is available at mgketter.org, and I am not aware of there being an English site. So if you're watching this video and you are aware that there's a link on there to do this in English, great. But, let me walk you through it really quickly. So here's the Tanakh. So this is the Hebrew Bible, Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim. And so if you click on this and you just want to read, you can click right there. Okay, and there you have it. So there is the text of the Bible according to the Aleppo Codex, for the most part. I'm not going to get into the history of the Aleppo Codex here. But so if you're interested in what book, you select Sefer. So here's the Torah. So if you select Torah, you get Bereshit, Genesis, Shmot, Exodus, Vayikra, Leviticus, Bamidbar, Numbers, and Devarim. So if you go to Nevi'im, you're going to get Joshua, Judges, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and the 12 minor prophets are actually listed separately here. They're not in the Nevi'im section. So you have Trei, and you get Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, etc. Okay, and then you have the Ketuvim. All right, and so basically everything that's not Torah and prophets, goes in here. So you get Psalms, Proverbs, Job, Song of Songs, Ruth, etc. Okay, and then Perek is for chapters. So if you want to look at, I don't know, say, let's just pick something. How about Joshua chapter 6? All right, so we go to Nevi'im, we select Yehoshua, okay, and then we select Perek, Vav. Okay, and there it is. There's Joshua chapter 6. If you want to zoom in, there you go. Okay, now what I often do, I'm going to go back here for a minute, and let's see. So I like to use the Targums as well in here sometimes. So if you click on this here, Targum Arami. Whoops, sorry, I got to hit the button. Forgot about that. All right, and so here we have the Masoretic Text on the right, the Targum on the left. I'm going to zoom in here. And so, I don't know, let's say, well, what the heck? Why don't we go to, we'll just look at Genesis 1:1 here, okay? So we get in the Hebrew, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashmaim ve'et haaretz, and here is Targum Onkelos, Bekadmin bara Adonai, Yat Shmaya v'yat hara. And so there it is. Now, the cool thing about Miqrot Gedolot HaKetter is that you not only get you can have the Tanakh alone, the biblical text alone, but here you can get the various interpretations. So in the last video, I used Rashi, right? So I have Targum Onkelos down here, but if I want to use Rashi, the medieval Jewish commentator, well, there I go. There I have it right there. And so the portion of the text that I talked about last time, was down here in the middle of Rashi's extensive commentary on Genesis 1:1, and so there you have it. Okay, so I'm not going to get into all the details of this, and Miqrot Gedolot HaKetter has a lot of other tools that you can use, which I'll make a separate video on that sometime. But tonight I wanted to produce this quickly only because I had some viewers who were asking about it. I hope this is helpful. I'm sure many of you will have questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. So just leave them in the comment below. And I'll leave them in the comment section below, And once again, please take some time to go to www.sabraedu.com, www.sabraedu.com, and check out some of the great classes that we have coming up. And if you have any recommendations for classes that you'd like to see offered on Sabra, please be sure to send me or to put a note in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Click the button below, click the bell below to be notified when I publish future videos for this channel. And be sure to hit that like button and share the URL with your friends. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.